Hi, I'm Allison. Thank you for joining me for Where I'm From 202 with Kim. What have you been reading? I have been reading a lot of graphic memoirs mostly and history. I just read Run, book one by John Lewis and the whole team behind March. I don't know if anyone's read those, but I highly recommend March and Run. I They're about John Lewis, who is not with us anymore. And these books just made me emotional thinking of all of his leadership and everything he did. Run is after March because he wanted to talk about like a victory is just the beginning. The passing of the Voting Rights Act was just the beginning. Hi, Kim.
Hi. Did I do it? Did I do the
You
thing?
did it. You did it. And it actually
I
worked
did
really
the
well,
thing.
which is good because that's not always how it is. So good for you.
Good for you.
Um, how are you today? What's on your hat? Because I'm going to spend the whole time, be kind.
Oh,
Okay.
yes.
I was going to spend the whole time ducking to try to see it, which is not
Oh,
actually going to help me see it. So,
that's adorable. I love that.
um,
Yeah.
how are you today? You've been busy.
Yeah. Things have been a little busy, but I'm good. I'm good. Yeah. I'm excited to finally be able to work out the details of this with you, and I cannot thank you for your what must be endless amounts of patience for.
You're welcome. I find that
Okay.
it's much less stressful for me if I'm just patient and I know that things are, um, I don't know. Life is really complicated for, I think, almost everyone. So it's just easier
Isn't
for
it
me
though?
if I accept that and instead of being frustrated by it. So, you know.
Yes, but you do that with grace and like so much
Thanks.
like yes, it's it can't go unacknowledged. Let's just say that.
Okay, well, you're welcome. Thank you. Um, I'm glad you're here, and I've read your poem, and I'm very excited for you to read
Oh,
it. Is there anything that you want to say before you do? You
I
don't
don't
have
think
to.
so.
I just sometimes people are nervous and
I was
they
like,
need to
gosh, I
just
don't
vamp
know.
for a little bit. But
But
no, you don't need to say anything. I'm excited for you
yeah,
to read it. Go for
yeah,
it.
just thank you again for the
Sure,
opportunity
of
and
course.
yeah. Okay. I am from lumber mill whistles and moon boots, snowsuits and light brights. I am from go outside and play and warm, stormy summer nights. And a little brown town with four-digit phone numbers. I am from pine trees and fresh cut green grass, whose presence brings me back to sound ground. I am from ice cream parlors and crayola clowns. From Mcgruff The Crime Dog, Punky Brewster, and Sesame Street. From rainbows and bare feet. And from wishing on dandelions and reading rainbows. And isn't that neat? From Erma Bombeck, Beverly Cleary, and oh, the places you will go. I am from caregivers and writers, from cycle breakers, sweet dream wishers, and mayonnaise cake bakers. From little light shiners, from self-taught parents, passionate advocates and allies for queer and BIPOC, from Betty Crocker, hamburger helper, and schoolhouse rat, from Goonies Never Say Die and Care Bear Stairs, from It's Always Been This Way, but it isn't the way it always has to be. I'm from those moments that take your breath away and the ones that make you laugh so hard you have to pee. The ones we never wanted to have to learn from, and the ones that we wish that everyone could see. Thank
Yay!
you.
That was wonderful. We're
Thank
from a lot
you.
of the same places that are books and pop culture and TV
Yes.
and for me it made me think of how powerful those things are because we're obviously not from the same place. I'm from Southern California, and we certainly had 7-digit phone numbers. So,
Right.
where
Yeah.
are you from? Washington?
So, so we're located in Central Oregon, um, and but I was born and raised for like the first half, like well, I won't say first half, but that's not accurate math anymore. But until I was about 13, we lived in a small mill town just outside of Lyon. So
Yeah.
yeah.
But the
Mhm.
books and the moon boots, actually. Moon boots.
Yes, we
Um,
got so much snow. So much.
yes, I never got snow. So I was just
Yeah.
envious of moon boots, their existence, and I wanted to acquire some for what I don't know because they were useless to me, but they were
Yeah.
so cool.
They were cool.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So thank you, Michelle. I loved it too. She just said in the
Oh,
chat
hi
that
friends.
um, so what was it like for you to write this poem? And did you write it over time? I know we've been in touch for a while, but I wasn't sure what your process was.
Um, some of it was so like I wrote a big chunk of it like all at once.
Yeah.
And then I've been sort of just refining it a little bit. Because at first there was kind of a lot of hyperbole, which is kind of
Mm,
like my love language, but then looking at previous ones and kind of looking at more of the stylistic nature, I was like,
mm,
oh, I need to dial some of that back
mm,
just as I need it. So looking for those elements that still pulled out
mm.
um, who I am, but also um, left it simple enough to be,
Mm.
you know, um, yeah, to
That's
be,
interesting because everything is
yeah.
welcome. So if you had come with that, I would have been
Oh, no, no,
happy
no.
to hear you read it. But it's interesting that you read other ones and you felt like it was more of a
Well, I
it was
shouldn't say, sorry, I didn't mean to overtalk.
no, don't apologize. I'm
Um,
super curious. I'm like I just
it
think
was
it's
more a me
interesting.
thing.
Okay.
It was more for me because I do tend to be very overly descriptive in writing.
Mm, I have the
So
opposite.
I had quite a bit.
Yeah.
And even trying to say it out loud was
Oh, okay.
a little
That's
bit
interesting too, isn't it? I mean, it is
of a
different when you know
challenge.
you're
So I
going to
was like,
say it out loud. Yeah.
yeah,
It's a different
yeah,
experience. Yeah. The writing
yeah.
changes, I think. I mean, I read a lot of
Mm-hmm.
my writing out loud. I mean, I read all my writing out loud
Mm-hmm.
at some
Yeah,
point because I do
yeah.
think it also just helps me with voice.
Right. Yeah. Yeah,
Because
and
if
I
I
think that
can't
was what
say
I,
it, then I probably shouldn't write it. Like for
yeah, and that's,
me.
yeah, that's kind of how I arrived at that is like I was doing some of the final polishing and I was like,
Mm-mm,
it's just a little bit challenging to kind of
mm-mm,
get through. So and
mm-mm,
then I went back and looked over some others and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I could see how this formatting would be a little bit easier. But there's
mm-mm.
something about my soul that like I like to have a little bit of rhyme in there. I don't know. I just can't.
You did.
I can't not do it. It's the Dr. Seuss in me, I guess.
Yeah, that's all the places you'll go.
Hmm.
Yeah, whenever I see it, because every once in a while a poem will have some, and it's like, oh,
Yeah, it was
that's
like my
sweet.
little ode to
Yeah,
childhood me.
I think so. I think
Yeah,
at least for me, and I think for many of us, that's what poetry was when we were kids. Like if it wasn't rhyming, it wasn't poetry.
yeah,
Um, so whenever I see it, I
yeah.
think, oh, that's the
Hmm.
childhood version would be pleased with you and that you've carried it through.
Thank you.
Yeah,
There
yeah.
was a man from Nantucket. Oh wait,
Yeah.
no, that's a different kind of.
Yeah, it was. I think for a long time it was
Hmm.
like, well, I'm not very good at rhyming, so I couldn't be a poet, like those were
Hmm.
the same skill set.
Isn't that interesting? Yeah, it's so. I just love writing. I just love how there's so many different, acceptable variations and welcome sort of, styles and stuff. And um, yeah, it was definitely a really fun project to undertake. And
Oh, good. I'm glad.
yeah.
I mean, I
Mhm.
know I always want people to have fun, which is sort of silly of me. They cannot have fun, but I just feel like, well, people are
Yeah.
showing up and taking their time, and I don't know if fun is a bonus, but at least I want them to feel like it was worthwhile, which seems like in general that is the consensus, I think. I think most of the
Oh,
times when we sit
definitely.
down with our thoughts, it's worthwhile, no matter
Yeah, and
what
I
the
think
form.
too, like hopefully, you know, hopefully I have some friends on here. I mean, I won't call them out specifically, but I know I have some friends who enjoy writing, and I know that they would enjoy this project too.
Yes,
So
and please do reach out because I'd love to hear from you. It's
yeah.
been such a joy to see how this whole project has uh, just where it's gone and who it's touched and who it's connected me with, and because I always am, I've been interested in people, and
Hmm.
the internet and the pandemic kind of opened that up in ways that I don't know, I don't think I would have done this if the pandemic hadn't happened. Um,
Isn't that, it's so interesting you say that because I have a lot of things in my life
mhm.
specifically that
Me
I
too.
don't know how would they have come about,
Hmm.
had some of this stuff not transpired the way that it did. And so
Yeah.
um, I think I see that as odd as that sounds, um, a blessing. And I say that, obviously,
Yeah.
um, acknowledging that a lot of people have lost a lot because of
Yes.
COVID, and even my
Yes.
dear friend, Michelle lost her
Her
brother,
brother. Hmm.
um, and I think that we have to leave room for that. I just think that there are some things that I just wouldn't have done.
There was something about it, like it was I think in some ways I was busy and I was doing things, obviously, but there was
Mm-hmm.
something sort of about it that was like a fallow time. Like
Mm-hmm.
because we were moved back, Michelle says, but I also gained so much at the same time. Uh,
Yay!
um,
Yes.
I I think just everything was changing, and for me it was a really great time of evaluating
Mm-hmm.
my priorities, and also putting my time and energy in things that mattered to me, and doing less of sort of, I don't know if performative is the right word, but things that I felt I had to do.
Yes.
It
Mm-hmm.
was like, oh, I don't actually have to do this. It's kind of wild how we just
Yeah.
don't actually have to do a lot of these things.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. That opened up some time.
And I really haven't left that era. Like I'll be
Yeah,
real honest.
yeah,
Um,
me too.
I
I mean,
believe
it's
I'm in
different, but
my,
yeah.
yeah, less is more
Hmm.
era, definitely.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
injured last summer. I had a
Mm,
pinched nerve, so I was like out and I was in the worst pain of my life.
yeah.
And it was, I think it was almost like it validated that, or it was like another wave of that. So some things that I had committed to,
Hmm.
I was like, oh, new things that I really cared about. But it was like, oh, I said yes
Yeah.
to too many things because I was so, uh, I was very energized by all the community that happened. And,
Hmm.
um, but it was like, oh, I gotta say, I have to say no, even to things that I love. And
Hmm.
that's hard for me. I'll be
It
honest.
is. It really is. And then you kind of have to be okay, right, with doing
Mhm.
less. And I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
not just from an internal perspective either, but like people are going to perceive you doing less, and whatever those perceptions may be, they're theirs alone. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like,
Hmm. Hmm. It's their shit.
people will see me doing less. Ugh, definitely, right? And frankly, I, I don't care. Like I
I
used
know.
to care,
Yeah.
but now I really don't because it's like, no, you're not walking in my shoes. You don't,
Hmm. Hmm.
and I've learned what's important,
Hmm.
what needs to be, um, given most of my time, and other
Hmm.
people's perceptions are
Hmm.
not as much of that
Hmm.
anymore.
One of my good friends has chronic illness, and
Yeah.
so she has a lot of people like, "What are you doing?" Who don't know her whole life because
Yeah.
she's not going to tell them everyone her whole life. And sometimes people are like, "Well, it doesn't seem like you're doing much," and she says, "Well, I've done enough."
Hmm. Yes. Yes.
And I think that's very liberating. She's done enough. A lot of us have done
Yeah.
enough.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I keep seeing like people saying it's related to perimenopause or menopause, that women have sort of hit their wall. But I don't know. I'm not going to say whether that's true or not, but I just feel like over time, maybe you just, if you continue to evolve, you just care less. Like, I don't, that's been my experience. I just care less over
Yeah.
time.
I think what
There's
we
some
learn
kind of
is
math equation.
I think we learn where to center our care,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
We start out with sort of like this global caregiving kind of approach, and then we realize that that's a really quick way to
Hmm.
deplete ourselves. And so it's not about, necessarily, I still care a lot about a lot of things.
Yeah,
It's
same.
just that where I direct that care and what that looks like um, is um, it's like less spread out. And it's
Yeah,
more, what kinds of things can I care about that I can also impact?
yeah,
Um, and that
yeah.
I can also feel like
Mhm.
it is allowing me to continue that circle of care, right?
Mhm.
Because if you're just caring, and you're not sort of like moving that around, um, it gets a little bit uh, hard to maintain.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you just kind of sometimes you can just put energy into something where your energy is not
Mm-hmm.
having an impact, and then that feels very
Yeah.
depleting. It's much more depleting
Yeah.
if it isn't having an impact, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And if it's impacting you in a detrimental way.
Yeah.
I think, like we have to, you really do have to start taking care of your body, or your body will just come for you. Like, it just, it just really just sort of grabs you by the face and like,
Mhm.
listen.
Well, I mean, I have done really a lot of that. Like I have
Yeah.
because I've had
Mhm.
enough issues all along that I needed to
Mhm.
to care for myself in order to be like functional in a way that felt good to me. And so I used to just feel so like upset when something would happen because like I have been doing a really good
I've
job,
been doing
you
it.
know?
Yeah.
Like I have been taking care of myself. I am a real model of taking care,
Yeah.
but it's like I joke with the same friend, like, imagine what I'd be like if I didn't take care. I mean, my God, I would be
Yeah.
like a total basket case. So
Yeah.
that's just the truth. Like, just because you take care of yourself also doesn't mean like nothing ever
Isn't
happens
that
to
the
you.
truth? Oh my gosh.
Unfortunately, seems
Yeah.
like a real raw deal, but it
Yeah,
is
I
the
learned that
truth.
in a big way recently. So yeah,
Yeah,
I'm like, wait, I'm doing all the things I'm
yeah,
supposed to do.
yeah,
What is
yeah,
happening?
yeah. I know. It feels like somebody like changed the terms of the
Yeah,
contract.
right.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
the terms and agreements. Like,
Hmm.
I need to speak to the manager, please.
Yeah,
Just
yeah, yeah. I have a lot of feelings like that lately. I think most of us do. Like, can I don't, this is not what I signed up for. None of
can
this.
we talk about this? Yeah.
Yeah. Um, yes. So, anything else you'd like to say about the poem? I just was, like I said, I was really moved by the power
Oh.
of, of your poem and then of like, I don't know, all the things that we read and saw and did and how they plant
Yeah.
seeds in us. And, because I think sometimes I don't know. We feel like overwhelmed by the seeming futility, and it's not
Yeah.
real. And your poem
Yeah.
made me really feel that, like, oh, all those things
Oh,
made
love
an
that.
made
Thank
an
you.
impact, like we were
I
saying.
could have put so much more, but yes, there's so many. There's so many. I think it's just like those really
Mm,
iconic,
yeah,
experiences that a lot of us relate to, and that have also recently fallen away. And I think that there was just a part of me that really wanted to pull some of those in because it felt like they belong.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I think those seeds that we plant, that when we show people care,
Mm-hmm.
obviously children, but everyone. Um,
Yeah.
I have to believe it matters, but I think it really does.
Yes. It does.
I am moved. And I was having this conversation, it may have been here, it may have been elsewhere. I can't remember. But when I go out in the world, I'm actually not as overwhelmed. by what's happening because most people I interact with are kind and are trying. I get more overwhelmed with the internet, with news, with everybody telling me how terrible it is there. And I'm not saying it's not. There aren't
Right.
horrific things happening. There are horrific things happening. Um, but there are a lot of people who are just trying to live their lives. And when I go out in the world, I see that. I see it in action.
Yeah, I think two things can be true at
Yeah,
one
yeah.
time.
Hmm.
That was my biggest
Yeah.
takeaway from therapy, right?
Yeah.
Is
Yeah,
that
yeah, for sure.
you can have two, more than two actually.
Yeah,
There's
I
two
know.
at
It's
one time.
hard.
And I think
It's hard for our
there can
little
still be
child brains.
right. There can be kindness
Mm,
among terrible tragedy and
yeah.
things. And and that's important, I think, to to remember is that we can still embrace kindness and joy and laughter, and that doesn't mean that we are not honoring, the
Yes.
the tragedy and the just truly heartbreaking things happening. It
Yes.
means that both of those things exist at the same time, um, and um, and that's all.
Yeah, and I think also, yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. I think here I feel, I mean, in Los Angeles, that's where I am, especially since the fires, and then with ice and just these things that are, I think in a lot of ways it feels like the city is under attack, and I think then people go out in the world and I think they're nicer. Like in my daily interactions, I feel like people are really trying to show up.
Sorry, I have a furry friend in my room, and
Oh,
he's
hello, furry friend. They can say hi.
causing some mischief.
Oh, of
Yeah.
course. I close
No,
my
he
door.
sounds
The
really
reason I
nice.
do it in here is because I can close the door. And
Yeah.
otherwise my dog would be very interested or anyone else in the house. So, I understand. I
Yeah.
had to find a spot since you're 202. But when you just show up, you can one time you can just make anything work. Um,
Yes. Yeah, I'm locked in my bedroom. I suspect he was under the bed. He's he's kind of an
that's
old
funny.
stinker.
Okay, that's funny.
So.
Um, well, any other last thoughts, Kim? Thank you for joining me.
Yeah.
I'm glad that we made this work
Yeah.
and we persevered.
I am so excited to see how this project goes on for
Oh yeah.
you.
Yeah, me too.
And
I don't know.
I have a whole like cache of like previous ones that I need to go back
Oh,
and catch up on and
oh,
stuff.
that's very sweet. There's a lot of
Um,
them. I mean, somebody said to
yeah,
me recently, I haven't listened to all of them, and I said, well, of course you haven't. I mean,
yeah,
what?
yeah.
There's 200. Uh, there's something for everyone. Um,
Right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's been a great source of joy and hope for me. So I am grateful.
Yes. Yes. All right.
Okay.
Yes. It's been so much fun.
Thank you, Kim.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.